Greetings everybody and welcome back to Daddy DeGrand, the Granddaddy Plays Pyre. We are having another liberation rite in front of us, fighting against the fate. But before that, Pamitha has something on her mind. Despite Pamitha's mental conditioning, you can tell something is troubling her. She won't listen to a word I say. Not a damn word. If she weren't my blood sister, I should think that I'd hate her guts as much as she hates mine. She shakes her head. I should apologize to you and everyone. I sought out Pamitha without asking your leave. Figured I would rather seek forgiveness than permission, you understand? My attempts with Pamitha didn't amount to much, as you well saw. So at this point, I'm hopeful you'll be more accepting of apologies than she. Though tell me something, reader darling. Do you suppose I'm going to betray you? You may know better than I do at this point. Pamitha wishes to know where you think her loyalties lie. Admit to having reservations. I mean, what she was offering her sister, at least the way I understood it, seemed to me like she was just offering an exchange so that Pamitha would join me, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. For us. I mean, I like Pamitha, like the next boy does, but objectively speaking, it would have been a bad thing. It wouldn't have been trouble for us. So I'm going to say that I do trust her. You express to Pamitha that you do not view her efforts to make peace with Pamitha as being contradictory to the group's larger goals. You understand why she did what she did. She says nothing for a while. That's kind of you to say, darling. May the others see it with such generosity. But if they don't, you need but tell me to depart and I'll be on my way. However, I have a promise that I wish to make to you. You let me stay, and I'll see this through with all of you, no matter where we all end up. I'll be on the roof for a bit, I think. You take care too, darling. Despite Pamitha's disappointment with the outcome of her confrontation with her blood sister, you sense she is less troubled now after your brief conversation. Also, her sister said that she loves her in her own way, so I suppose that's worth something. Let's read one more page. The Rites of Flame. Now that sounds good. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the Rites of Flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We the Eight decree the rites a test of one's true worth in body, mind and spirit. Now, until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of 9 triumvirates and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. You hear that? I have this book. It's my status. I mean, all the guys who actually partake in the rites, you need to look out for that, they all are actually holding books themselves. It looks pretty neat. It's a very, very interesting aesthetic choice in my opinion. Alright, towards the liberation rites. Let's take off and move towards the north again. We're moving north. Oh, there's something here. Your flight takes you near to where you breached past Stormwall into Deathless Tempest. With the climate and the downside intensifying, you wonder if the storm has spilled forth from its confines and started to ravage other regions of the land. Anything else to be seen, to be found, to be noticed? Does not seem to be the case. Anything in here? No. This is going to be a pleasant liberation ride, I think, because the guys we are facing, they are overall very nice guys. You sense Sir Gilman shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. And Bertrude. I don't know if I really want to use Bertrude in here. That's for starters. Against the dog guys. You know what? Yes, let's go for it. Let's land. You make landing upon Mount Elodiel, where Wolfred pulls you aside while the others complete the post-flight inspection. He puffs at his pipe before speaking up. Reader, as you know, I now wear the raiments once again. This means that I, myself, may soon be worthy to regain my freedom in the eyes of the 8 scribes. Know, however, that it is not my wish to go just yet. It is true I could be of some benefit to the plan back in the Commonwealth, but I feel my place is here for the time being. Perhaps once the Nightwings are on a surer footing in their path, my time shall come. Those are my feelings on the matter, and I wanted you to know. I shall, of course, defer to you. Our path is not to contradict the reader's will. Anyway, I trust that all of us, yourself included, shall fight our freedom. If not soon, then by when all of this is over. Let's check. Sandra, still nothing to say. Still nothing to say. Still nothing to say. Come on, Sandra. Have I dried out your conversation pool? Because that would actually be kinda sad. I like these little conversations we were having. And the essential structure of a rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars, within the dark of night shall two triumvirates stand in opposition, far enough afield, besides their consecrated pyres, symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the three shall act as one to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just in themselves. Triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversary, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descendant from the stars. Whosever pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse. Getting to some juicy parts about the rites themselves here. I'm not sure what to make out of what he told me just now. I didn't even consider freeing him. I knew I could, but it was never on my mind in the first place. Having completed the post-flight inspection, you and Petruda visit the monument of Thyses here in Emperor's Ascent. A gap through the nameless lower summits beneath Mount Elodial. Throughout his youth, the prideful Emperor Myrrh misunderstood how close he came to ruin. Ye ancient gods, who flit among the stars, grant thy boon on sandalwood, if one is to be granted, for he shall put it to good use. He seems to still believe in ye, to some extent at least. Thus shall we do the same for now, and honor thy traditions. Soon she is finished paying her respects, you turn to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Thyses has shown you favor. You soon shall ascend the mountain, though there is time now to pursue your vocations. That is very, very nice. We only have 2 left. I'm going to do this and mentor... Oh, that's hurt me. I'm going to mentor Wolfred here so that I can get the next rank before we start. I'm not going to free him, no choice, no matter in that. I was actually a bit heartbroken there because the silhouettes were Yodariel, Ruki, and Hedwin. Yeah, let's go, let's mentor him. Certainly, I would appreciate your point of view. Wolfman gains a somewhat stronger grasp of how to better pass the celestial orb through strength of will and trust in one's triumvirate than through dexterity alone. He nods in understanding. There we go, that's exactly what I wanted. The rites demand we act as one mind, in perfect unison and harmony, and free of any doubt. I have grown more accustomed to being a part of the Nightwings of today. Let's see, there was one where he can spawn that faster, which is nice, and one where he can make it explode. I want to try this one out. A most fascinating aspect of all this, one I endeavor to continue studying for a long time yet. Alright, I think we can go moving on. Yeah, let's do it. Yes. The Temple of High Road. Bay has something to do there. Let's see what she has in store. En route to the mountaintop, you pass by a monument of loose glory, and Wolfred happens to take notice. Oralek, was this somehow you're doing? You who curse the scribes and the stars themselves? I pray for you this time, and if the scribes will for the rites to be ended, then we shall have to work with that. No setback shall be insurmountable. Soon he is finished paying his respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Luce Glorian has shown him favor. Oh, presents for him is good. That is great. And there we are, back at the gate. You and your fellow exiles gather at the foot of the Scribe's Gate before an archway carved of stone, where stands the Gate Guardian Celeste. Greetings to you, Celeste. I see the exiles of the Nightwings have returned, even as the cycle of the Rites begins drawing to a close. The Nightwings accept this as the will of the Scribes. She laughs at this, softly for some reason. I also just noticed, is her voice that of Zia from Bastion? I think it may be. And you, Tariq, do you accept their will as well? But the lone minstrel does not answer her. It does not matter. Now, Nightwings, each of you, come forth and state what it is that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. One by one, the Nightwings declare themselves. All pass through. Is she going to question Wolfred here? When Wolfred takes his turn, Celeste stops him. You, I see you wear the raiments once again. Explain. The cycle of the Rites is ending. While I do not know exactly why, I have my fears. One of my contemporaries, he who fell from the summit long ago, he lives and seeks his liberty again. He stands against us now and believes his triumvirate to be the true Nightwings. A splinter faction from the Scribe's most favorite triumvirate, led by the demon Oralek. I remember well the contemporary whom you mean. Then the Nightwings stand divided. Yes, and so I wear the raiments once again in case that it may help to right this wrong. For I am Wolfred Sandalwood, and I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side and bring our freedom to the people there. She considers Wolfred's words for a moment. I see. Then move along. The Guardian of Scribe's Gate regards you all, and then she beckons you onward. The 8 Scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Celeste? What is it, Tariq? The will of the Scribes. Long have we both followed it. I think you would agree. In equal measure has it drawn us close as separated us. But if their aim now is to keep us apart for another age or longer, then... No, I do not accept their will. You blaspheme, Tariq, and at the gate, no less. But the lone minstrel simply puts his hat back on. Then may the Scribes themselves admonish me. Until tomorrow, Celeste. Oh, it's one of these scenarios where the two people are in love, but one is putting duty over love. Ah, to be young and naive again. To be young, in love, and naive again. Having reached the peak of Mount Elodiel again, you see the vastness of the downside all around you. It leaves you deep in thought regarding which of your companions ought to go free this night, as Rookie did the last time. And of course, he is here as well. Hey guys, so I don't know what's going on up there with all them stars all acting real weird and stuff, but let me tell you something here. You ain't gonna find a better deal and all this stuff from anybody. I mean anybody in the downside. You can trust me when I tell you that, okay? So go ahead, stock up. Nothing. Oh, I don't know what this is. Permanently grants 1 hope. Usable once. It's pretty good, but it is also very pricey. Also, I'm not really going all that hard on hope. Maybe I should, but I'm not doing it. At least he's having a good time, you know? What am I going to do? I could also just go and sell some of these off, but I don't even know if there is nothing I really want at this point. That's just the point here, you understand? Oh well, let's leave it at that. Pleasure doing business with you guys, so, let's see who wants to talk. Of course it's you. Before I talk to you, I'm going to educate myself over here, okay? We, the 8, have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed their guidance and ours. The stars take many cyclic turns. The rites commence at their behest upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this book bestowed on your triumvirate, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow their lead as your adversaries shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. Well, I am happy to tell you that I do not intend to start failing today. Still nothing, huh? But there should be a trial for Wolfred pretty soon, right? He looks up to me as I approach and smiles. I never thought that I would say such things, my boy, but it is good to wear the raiments and the rites once more. The march of time does have a way of healing certain hurts. Besides the nights of the day, we are a very different beast than the triumvirate which took me in almost a decade ago. Ours was a triumvirate of exactly 3. Well, 4 with Tiso, who proved to be an exception. Though historically, the Nightwings never took on more exiles than needed. I have mentioned my predecessor, Brighton, and my former companions, Ariza and Oralek. Perhaps naively, I had hoped my time with them would not be relevant directly to what we now attempt. But seeing as our stories are now intertwined, do let me know if there is more you wish to learn of them. I actually want to know more about Oralek, because as of this point he's probably my most pressing concern. You ask about what Oralek was like when he had Wolfred first became acquainted. He remained silent for a time. I was very sick, you know, when I first landed on the downside. The long trip down the river must have been a little much for me. It was Oralek who found me. He could not have known of my capacity to read before he revived me. He was a physician. Intolerant on the sight of suffering of any kind. Not just any physician, mind you. A gifted, highly decorated one. He served on the front. Back then, skirmishes erupted frequently, and those such as Oralek, they had to deal with many casualties on either side. In time, he said he grew repulsed by what he saw. This sowed his heart a yearning for an end to all the bloodshed, so he tried to use his status to negotiate a treaty with the High-Wing remnants. It must have gone about how you'd expect. He was given direct orders to return to the front, but when he refused to soil his hands again, they cast him to the downside. Here he gained the notice of the Nightwings, and before long he grew to be one of the finest rite conductors anyone had ever seen. He was instrumental in the liberation of his companions, whose roles in the triumvirates were later filled by Ariza and me. In time, Oralek's own opportunity for freedom had come up. He longed for it, so that with his exalted status, he might stand a better chance of negotiating peace. However, on the evening of his liberation, well, you know the story from that point. I do. He and I were kindred spirits for a while. I could not bear to think that he was gone. And now, I still cannot entirely believe that he is back. He is our adversary now, transformed, grown cold. Still part of me is happy that he lives. Make no mistake, of course, I shall not be swayed against our plan. Not by Oralek, not by anyone. As I have said before, we share a higher calling now. Still 60%, okay. As for Oralek, he wants his freedom still, although I wonder if he still remembers why. Anyway, was there something else, my boy? Okay, I can actually ask him about all of them. I want to know about Ariza. You ask about Ariza, who you understand betrayed Oralek at the moment of his liberation, but then perished in the Shimmer Pool. I'm afraid you know the brunt of it, my boy. But I suppose you ought to know something of Ariza's past, lest you be quick to judge her solely by her actions. Mind you, I will never make excuses for the terrible choice she ultimately made, but her life, I understand, was very difficult. Ariza had been exiled for the foulest of acts. You could see it plainly branded on her face, such was the heinousness of what she did in the eyes of the Commonwealth. She was an apprentice blacksmith in her youth, taking up the post left by her brother. He had fallen in battle on the blood border, despite wielding their father's own lance and armor. Her father never quite recovered after this, and had grown cruel and detached. It was Ariza's who took the brunt of his fury. He expected the impossible of her. One day it was all too much of her, so when next she lashed out at her, she struck back. She struck back again and again and again. When they came for her, her father was gone, and she was not herself. She was promptly cast onto the downside for the crime, where her hatred for the Commonwealth only grew. Ariza always was intense in her demeanor, haunted by her father's memory. More than that, her chief motive for wanting back her freedom was, in hindsight, not a healthy one. She longed to join our nation's enemies, to build for the High-Wing remnants a great siege engine that could shatter the defenses of the Commonwealth and forever end our feud. What she ultimately did to Aurelek, it was an act of pure and thoughtless desperation. I do not think that it was simply evil, nor do I think it was personal. I often wondered, though, if in her final moments in the Shimmer Pool, she understood what she had done and the depths of which she had fallen. For years, I must admit, I hated her, but now, my only hope is that she found peace untenable during her relatively short life in the Downside and the Commonwealth. Furthermore, I hope the life of Erisa offers some perspective yet to those of us who have not made the same mistakes. No then, was there something else? Yes. Tell me more about the boy who got out, Brighton. You inquire about Brighton, who you understand was liberated prior to when Wolfred first joined the Nightlings. I never met Brighton in person, but I know him rather well by now. Though, for that matter, my boy, so do you. He studies my reaction for a moment. Then, Brighton was born wealthy, but not special otherwise. You would have no reason to have heard of him. He was exiled for negligent misconduct. I do not know exactly why, and do not care for spreading rumors. I first heard of him through Erisa and Aurelek, who found me in suitable replacement, following his liberation. They spoke little of him. Aurelek gave the impression they did not see eye to eye, but he assured me I soon would hear of him myself. Indeed, as I become accustomed to the book, which you know well by now, I soon began to hear the voice. Wait, the voice is him? Wolfred looks at you as if to see if you yet take his meaning. You see, my boy, after Brighton's liberation, he assumed a new identity within the Commonwealth, a new responsibility to the Triumvirate which liberated him. That voice you hear from time to time, whensoever the stars align, it's his. He is no longer Brighton. He is now none other than the Archjustice Androbles the Ninth himself. That is a strange turn of events. The Grand Judge and figurehead under whose watch the Commonwealth is governed in this day. Those who violate the law of the Commonwealth face sentencing by the appointed Archjustice. Liberated exiles retain certain burdens to their old triumvirates. They have much to thank them for, not just their freedom but their exalted status in the Commonwealth. The theocratic rulers of the Commonwealth, they do not wear masks and raiment simply for the sake of ceremony. They are not who they appear to be. Their public pasts are nothing but a fabrication. Like Brighton, they once were exiles too. Brighton, that voice, he has no love for either one of us by now. He knows full well that we attempt to do, yet he is bound by the tradition of the Rites. He shall always stand on ceremony and complain, but I think he knows deep down that he is powerless. How ironic that one of such high status in the Commonwealth should be so frightened of some long-forgotten exile such as we. Anyway, that's Brighton of you. He must have seen in you the potential to be one of his staunch supporters for a time. If that's a path you would want to pursue, I should apologize. Now then, whom else should we talk about? Brighton's bizarre adventure, eh? You bid Wolfred a good afternoon and leave him with his memories. My pleasure, reader. Reflecting on the past from time to time helps demonstrate how far we've come, yet how much farther we have yet to go. Oh, that was quite a conversation we had there. Let's drink up. Can't do a liberation rite without a good drink. And now we commence. Once more you have gained the fall of Solium, where one among you may go free. But first you shall have to prevail against the fate in the liberation rite. Reader, your companions are gathered here under the fall. They shall be counting on you. Indeed, as the cycle of the rites turns ever faster, so too is our plan set in motion. My agents in the Commonwealth are beginning to cause a bit of a stir out there, and word has reached high places that the rites are ending. This is our chance, though let us not despair should victory elude us here. We shall make the most of whatever the scribes may have in store for us. That is to say, good luck, my boy. It's time. Look at the stars shining down on us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to not going to give any of you jokers a chance. Let's go. So I'm going to use And which one am I going to free? First of all, let's see if I can even free all the people in here.
Once more, the Nightwings gain the summit of the sacred Mount Aladiel to conduct the Liberation Rite.
That is so.
Even as the stars themselves abandon you. Make good upon these final opportunities, reader.
Oh, I will,
This
Brighton.
glorious age-old tradition coming to an end upon your watch. I trust the fate your adversaries shall not throw away this chance.
I can see them.
Who may go free, should they unfortunately.
I can see them turning sour now over the aspect of these ending. The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the fate, come forth now and declare yourself and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. The bent old cur, Dalbert, steps forward and struggles for a moment with his mask. Greetings, good heralds. I am called Dalbert Oldheart. It's the greatest of honors of my years to stand upon this sacred site upon which the 8 scribes first anointed these glorious proceedings. Nightwings, we are honored to be in your presence once more. Father, they are our adversaries, not our hosts. We need not to be so gentle with them. They shall do their utmost to keep you from your freedom. Dalbert, your son speaks out of turn. Control him. My sincerest apologies for his unnecessary outburst. Alma, please, we have worked toward this opportunity and we must make the most of it. He puts his mask back on. My son and I stand ready to begin. Oh, they have him now. Nightwings, your decision, on whose behalf you shall conduct the liberation rite. Reader, I would ask you to choose wisely, but I am sure you know no other way. And you, prepare your song, Tariq. Of course, Celeste.
Do you intend to liberate?
Preparation, choose who wants to be free. Okay, so apparently, unworthy. I don't really like that these two are unworthy. But okay. Okay then. It's among one of these 4, right? Which one to pick? Which one to choose? My first guess was actually Pamitha, but I kind of feel like her influence wouldn't be all that great for the plan. And I really like to use her too. And I think she wants more chances to make up with her sister, so I should keep her around just for that. He wants to leave, but I feel like he wants to stick around a bit more with his good old friends, Tariq and Wolfred. And I feel like she isn't going to be happy outside, right? Let's take Gilman. It's time. He's unworthy too? Oh, come now. Now you're being ridiculous. Oh, now you're making this hard on me. Pamitha it is then. So I'm to get my shot at all this then. How very thoughtful of you, reader darling.
Who shall stand with her?
With her shall stand Wolfred.
Wolfred.
Let us prevail on this strike for you, Pamitha, for the good of our aiding nation. And Bay is going to join him, because she is always having a good time with Armor. Maybe she can calm him down a bit. My initial idea was to actually give Pamitha her freedom, but then I learned how troublesome the history of her people are and how they are basically close to being extinct. I was actually hoping that we could get some context among those to help with the whole revolution thing. Ah well. Maybe it will still pan out in some way, shape or form. Oh, I can help. I think I can help. We give thanks to this opportunity to face you, O Nightwings. Now, let us strive to our fullest capability with honor and with grace. Save your strength for the right, Father, and for the voyage home. Let this be our final battle against them. I don't think that's going to happen here.
Commence.
There you go, boy. And straight into the pyre. You can do this, Alma. I believe in you. And so do the scribes. Wait, what? What is this? What are you talking about? This is the liberation rite. What are you doing? Bay pulls at her mask. I think you are my friend, Alma. And so I'm hoping for the best for you and for your father. He believes in you, and so do I. This girl is too pure for us. But we have to do our very best as well. And I know we cannot all prevail. Only the Fate or the Nightwings, but not both. Not both. Alma looks on in stunned silence. The outburst seems to have disarmed everyone. We all have to do our very best. And then the scribes, they are going to watch over us and make everything okay. You'll see, Alma. You'll see. She puts up her mask back on as the liberation rites continue. Whether her words flustered your adversaries or emboldened them, you cannot tell. Straight into the pyre. Good jump. Great jump. Nope. Not today, my boy. Damn. Let's place it over here. Damn. Over there. Damn. That was big damage too. Hear us now, O noble Yomuir, for we beseech you. Surely we cannot prevail without your aid. If ever you have heard my prayers, I beg of you, please smile upon us now. Whether from his prayer or the scribes, or simply from Delbert's resolve, something comes over your fellow exiles here. If they are banished now, they shall not soon return. That is not to my liking. Boom, baby. Ah, he got it off. And step straight into that. Good. Baby, yeah. Put that there. Nice. Okay. Nice. Got that. Moving fast. And there we go. Never to return, you sing. In that beautiful voice of yours. Damn, so slow. Good one, good one. Oh, he shot that so fast. And yeah, I'm banished forever. That's a goal. Oh, 26 is huge. Oh no, that's not that I wanted to do there. Damn, dropped the ball. And lost her. Got him though. Oh, that delay on that jump, man. Gets me every time. There you go. There you go. Boom, baby. Let's put that there. Nice. Nice. Yeah. They are just running into me at this point. At least that's what it feels like. Oh well, let's go. He took me out there. Damn. Talbot is firing those things so fast. Dodge me, dodge me. There you go. Ooh, that was a good jump. And there we go. One more time, and we are done here.
Now end the ceremony.
Ooh. Damn.
If I were that one, I'd be rather angry.
Oh, I am angry, alright. Damn, he got that. They're making this hard on me, man. No! Where's the girl jumping?
Shame.
Oh, that wasn't where I wanted to jump there. Whoa. Good. Oh, there.
There it is.
I actually dashed straight to that Pyre there by accident.
The wings prove
Whew.
their worth.
For freedom.
Adversaries, the same cannot be said.
Oh, Brian, don't be such a sour mood.
Thus ends the liberation rite.
So they do.
And thus the scribes have chosen the exile appointed by the Night Wings shall be free. Absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain
I don't get why Gilman was unworthy, man.
their rightful sentences.
Yeah, the jury is not out on that yet, Brian. You and I, we are going to have a conversation about that. Alas, my son, once more it seems that I have failed you. Father, wait! What good is freedom to us anyway if we would be apart? That was a very beautiful thing of him to say. He can be a bit blunt, but every now and then... So what am I, supposed to give a speech or something then? Reader, darling, all of you. Look, I have no idea still why you picked me. Well, I do have one, but I don't think it's right. If you'd wanted to get rid of me by now, you needn't have gone to such lengths. And so I'm left only to conclude that you did this for me. The years I spent down here, in one sense they have all been such a waste, just utterly for nothing, spectacularly so. I thought that my relationship with Timothy had nowhere left to go but up, but, well, you know, not quite the case. But then I think on what would have become of me, had I made no attempt to set things right. But I had not done everything I have. I could not have lived with that, I think. I was so certain that my life would end, down here. I'm only now beginning to consider that the opposite may have come true instead. What I'm trying to say is, thanks. To all of you. I mean that. No, I guess I'd better head on back to that damn Commonwealth, so bottoms up. She plunges in the waters of the Shimmer Pool and disappears from view. Though her voice still rings out. We'll have to see what we can do up there, provided that my sisters haven't had their way with it just yet. Anyway, let's find a way to keep in touch, but just in case, goodbye. Goodbye, Pemetha. I'm going to miss her cocky charm. She was a special one indeed.
The 8 scribes are watching from afar. By their grace, may the cycle of the rites keep turning for as long as possible.
Yeah, for we have still some companions to send back. He got a little bit there. So did she. I'm kinda amazed that both Bertrude and Gilman and even Wolfred were all considered unworthy.
Until the rites begin anew.
Father, wait! Calm yourself, my son. The liberation rite is ended. But, no, how can you be so calm, even now after what happened? Did you strive this night with all your heart, Alma? Yes, but it was not enough. It was not enough. No, my son, it was enough. It was more than enough. Father. The stars continue fading. Your chance to liberate your fellow exiles grows scarcer but more frequent. Who wants to talk? Return to the wagon after having prevailed against the fate in the liberation rite. Excellently done, Nightwings. Do you think Pemetha's already home? You succeeded in liberating Pemetha, returned to the Commonwealth in glory. She has required her freedom in the liberation rite, as she should. We have but a few such liberation rites remaining. Exactly how many I do not wish to speculate about as yet, till such time as we can better say for certain. Under no circumstances would I suggest this is ideal. However, it is opportunity enough that our plan may, as yet, succeed. 66%. Although, all of these setbacks I fear. Both trails off and falls silent. Some of the others exchange looks, They are beginning to understand. With the rites soon ending, everything which Wolfred has sought, both on his own for many years and now of all of you, all of it may have been in vain. The hush spreads to the others. But not to you. You then proceed to do something that none of them seem to expect. You raise your voice. Each of your fellow exiles turns to you, their expressions asking you a question with no easy answer. What are we going to do? As you meet Sir Gilman's gaze, the words for the occasion begin to crystallize in your mind. You are searching to find the right words, as all your fellow exiles are looking to you now. Wait, what? Search for the words to say to your fellow exiles. Interact to gather your thoughts. Interact to consider a different angle on this. Okay, let's try. You tell them that you all have stood together and attempted to this quest and are now poised to seize upon a glorious opportunity. You have always chosen your words with care. This is kind of awkward, but you know what? Let's keep going for that. You tell them that you are not going to mince words with anyone here, because by now each of you knows each other well. Ah, okay. Ah, I see now how this works. Okay. You tell them that all you have struggled to have come this far across the downside. You tell them that all you have stood together time after time throughout this quest. And think only a hollow fool would turn back now. And now pause. These are all very awkward options to say things here. But I like that Gilman is looking me in the eye, giving me confidence all the time. I like this one. I like this one. That sounds like something I would do and say. You tell them that you all have... That sounds weird in this context. Yeah, that sounds like something I would say. None of you pursue this quest with any guarantees. It is a quest you all knew was unlikely to end well. That's not what I said. Let's change that around. It is clear now that not all of you are going to return. No, I'm not going to say that. Your path to freedom is laid as laid bare before you all. None of you pursue this quest with any guarantees. I mean, I go with that one. True freedom is not waiting for you in the Commonwealth. The path is difficult enough without the added burden of despair. True freedom is not waiting for you in the Commonwealth. Let's go with that. Meanwhile, the stars themselves are shining on for you. All of what transpired cannot be mere chance. You all now have a divine duty to uphold. Glory awaits if you can persevere together. You all know I like this one better. Meanwhile, the stars themselves are shining on for you. The Commonwealth is already in upheaval. I go with that one. Something more vital is at stake. I like that one. There you have unfinished business to conduct. Its troubles are only beginning. Ah, okay, the later parts changed according to the previous ones. The injuries committed on the other side cannot continue. No, this one is the one I want. Now is the time to stand and fight the forces that oppose you, for your own sake, for those who lived oppressed. This took a very, very revolutionary turn here. Now this opportunity to live with purpose. Also important to ensure the world you will leave behind for your loved ones. I like this one. For your own sake, for your people, for each other. I like for each other. For all those who shall live on. For yours is a righteous cause. Let's take that. Well, look at it that way. Which side of the world you end up on is all up to you. To each one of you in your very own way. If you can believe any of this, if you cannot see the merit in this quest, I'll take that one. Which side of the world you end up on is up to all of you. I take that one. To each one of you in your own will. You need to be, but see a journey to its end. I take that one, that sounds good. After a brief period of reflection, you share one last sentiment with the group. We have to keep going until we are free. Sure, that should instill some belief in them, right? Thus do you remain together with your thoughts. No one speaks for a time, but then Ah, the struggles, you're the scribe, O Master Reader. It has been glorious indeed. Wherever you shall lead, this knight shall follow without stopping once even to think. You see them too then, Master. Mister, the scribes among the stars, how they are watching over us. Thou wouldst dare to change this ancient world, reading one. And yet, with thy words are tinged with certain truths. Scree-har. Tiso vows to stand with you, no matter where your quest shall lead. May along the stars remain a light for you, reader sir. All the while, Wolfred remains watching you intently. Then his expression softens and he smiles. You're right, of course, my boy. We are the Nightwings. It is precisely as you said. The scribes shall always light our way. Lead us then, reader, to the end of our quest and the dawn of the new age for all of our kin. For freedom, thank you. Everyone, for the Nightwings. Noxalas. Everyone responds in kind. They stand with you, no matter what. They await the outcome of our vision of the stars, which burn with renewed fury, because now the last rites beckon. And everyone got somehow permanently. Let the stars light the way. The stars above now burn with what appears a desperate fury, many more of them than usual. Your path is now to choose amid a myriad of stars. Oh, by the way, the snowstorm stopped. I'm a big fan of that. There's Aoop. There's Gol. There's Yomuir. There is Triesta. Lu. Ars. Kael'mir. The stars of the 8 scribes, they shine together now as one. The lone minstrel draws breath, as though surprised by what he sees. He backs away and averts his eyes. This is another sign the rites are soon to cease. Few chances yet remain to confront the adversaries you have met during your journey. We could meet those guys again. We could go for Landel again, but I really don't like Landel. I don't want to fight him. I really don't want to. Also, let me check the planner really quick. 66% still. We liberated 4 people. The Chastity has been on a huge losing streak, so have the Pyre Hearts, and I was vital to that. Looking at the scores here, I'm going for the winning team, and that is the Descendants. Yeah, let's go for them. Where are those dirty, dirty dogs? That wasn't racism, right? No. I think. Where are they at? Where are they at? I'm not... Oh, Milith isn't at my disposal. Interesting. She's the one not being offered here. There he is. That's the one I want. It's a pretty mean strategy, but you have to keep the winning team low, right? That Barker Ashpaws and his dissidents are frankly a disgrace to the traditions of the Rites. They care not for the path, but only for the glory. He then shares with you what his has heard about your next opponent. Barker Ashpaws, a volatile cur whose pack the dissidents conduct the Rites more so for thrill and freedom. Back on the other side, Barker never quite took on the culture of the Commonwealth, and often ran afoul of the law for various acts of boorishness and vandalism. He always promised to go straight, and in time he found a certain niche, for he was an accomplished hunter. And the people of the Commonwealth did have an appetite. Barker relished the hunt more than anything, and spent his earnings on a variety of questionable things. Like that Cerberus headband, probably. One particularly raucous evening, Barker was caught relieving himself on the foot of the statue of Archjustice Androbles IV, the Grand Judge who, in 617 before or after Sandra, AS stands for after Sandra, that's my headcanon by the way, issued a decree prohibiting literacy in answer to growing unrest. And that was the end of his citizenship. In the downside, he caught the notice of the dissidents, who observed his speed, ferocity, and fearlessness. He soon became the best of them. Barker's reputation grew among the exiled curs of the Yamoya Valley region, where he is feared and unafraid of taking what he wants. To think the Commonwealth's attempt to punish him afforded him a freedom that he never had. Oh, but it is very late. Good night, my boy. You wish Wolfred a resting evening in turn. It is too late to take flight, though tomorrow you can press on. Alright guys, that ended up being a surprisingly long episode after the Liberation Rite. But thanks for being here with me, and I will see you in the next episode when we fight those dogs. Again. Not for freedom, but soon after that there shall be another Liberation Rite. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, and have the greatest of days.